We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Samyang. There's our buddy Ochi again. It is the Quattro cheese. There is a regular cheese. I have done a video for it. It is in the Spicy Noodles playlist if you're interested. But we have the Buldak Spicy Chicken Flavor Ramen. Now, this is one of the new flavors that Samyang has put out there, and these are supposed to be less spicy, more accessible, and we shall see what we shall see. I don't know what is over here. We're gonna open this up and find out. I feel noodles here. I don't know what this is, like something soft here. Anyway, so we're boiling the noodles. Oh, it wants to put noodles in boiling water for 5.5 minutes. And remain 6 tablespoons of water. Add the sauce and powder, stir well. So, okay, so we're not doing that. We are going to cook it for 4 minutes in the microwave and let it sit for 5, as I usually do with stuff. It's stuffing things. That's what I do, guys. You know that. If you watch the channel at all, you know that. All right, so we have chili, pepper, olea, resin, so extract, of course. So the cheeses, we have mozzarella. We have, mixed cheese powder. What is that, cheddar? We have cheddar. That's 2, Gouda, and Camembert. All righty. There's your 4 cheeses, in case you were wondering what the Quattro is. All right, and let's open this baby up and see what we have. All right, what do we have? What is over here? Okay. So it's just the way that the noodle packets are in there. So they've got some padding here. It's almost like a pillow. So we've already looked through all this stuff. Let's open it on up here. Come on. I'm a big, strong guy who's foiled by foil. Okay, we better get a bowl over here. What are you doing? Okay. Oh, these are big. These are hefty size right here. This fills this whole thing. Very nice, guys. Okay, and I'm making a mess. And whoa, that's a huge block. See, that's not gonna fit. I don't know how I would do that. Here, instructions. How would I go about that? Well, the thing to do here is clearly to smash these a bit. Well, break them up. All right. I feel like this bowl might be too small. I feel like I might be making a mess in my microwave. But you know what? Damn the torpedoes. For science. We're going to do it anyway. Because science, right? Yeah, I guess it. Okay, so where's the sauce? This is the sauce, okay. So we're going to put the sauce in last. We are going to put, should we put the powder in now? Let's see what the powder is. First thing I do is just completely ignore the instructions, because that's how I roll, guys. Okay, this is the cheese powder. So boiling it with the cheese powder would be a mistake. So we should not be doing that. Okay. So we're going to set this off to the side and hope it doesn't tip over. All right. So the usual business, we're going to cook these for 4 minutes, let it sit for 5, and we will come right back and just see what kind of a mess I've created. Okay, the big question is, oh boy, this is hot. Do I have 6 tablespoons of water? I don't know. But I gotta do it burning fingers, I can tell you that. I usually don't see these bowls in these videos because these porcelain jobbies, this sort of thick walls here, these things love to hold heat. In a way, that's probably good. In another way, it induces burning fingers. So, all right. So we basically have a ramen and cheese now, and there is one of those out there. I'm trying to remember. Maruchan makes one of those. It's kind of in their yakisoba line that comes in the tray. It's not good. It is not good. At least not for me. My kid used to love it, but it's sort of weird. So I'm not going to bother having this as just a macaroni and cheese. And also, I noticed the directions are a bit different than they were for the cheese, because the cheese, I think there was a smaller amount of cheese, and I think it was actually putting the cheese in after you put in the sauce. But my memory might be faulty. It probably is. You can go check out the video and see for yourself what I did there. I do recall liking the cheese, and I think I have had it a few times. So I think the flavor combination was surprisingly one I found acceptable. And I gotta say, this one, it did take a little bit of doing to try to find. Supposedly Whole Foods had it, but when I got there, they said, yeah, it's in the store, come get it. So I get there, and it's just the cheese. And I get that it's a Quattro cheese versus regular cheese, and not everybody's going to be a Samyang instant Korean spicy noodle expert or whatever, but like there's different UPCs and everything. Like, come on, guys. I got this at the Chinese supermarket, this 5-pack for like $8. It was $14 on Amazon, and I want to say if they would have had it at World Market, it would have been $11. So get out there and shop your local Asian market if you have one. You can find a lot of really cool stuff sometimes. So you don't step outside the box. Go adventuring. All right, I think that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get this. So let's see here. All right. Noodles away! Well, that's good. We've got a very robust cheese flavor, of course. Much more so than the actual just regular cheese flavor. It's like they've kind of spent more time on the cheese combination. I can get the cheddar. I can get the little bits of smokiness from the Gouda. I'm getting the camembert. And I'm getting the sort of silkiness, a little bit of saltiness of the mozzarella. And man, it's quite good. You know, and if you buy this and try it, and you find that the spicy Korean sauce is too much, you can just delete it, because this, I think, would actually be good enough to just have as a mac and cheese. It's quite nice. This is probably the best tasting of all the Samyang ramens I've had. Heat-wise, it is very, very low, though. There is a bit of the burn is kind of interesting because it's definitely an extract burn. It's very, very specific to my tongue right now, But as I eat more of this, I'm sure it's going to circulate to the rest of my mouth. Sort of a general all over fire. Sharpness on my tongue was still very low level. I'm tempted to give it a default 1 actually, but I'm going to wait until I finish this. Definitely, this is an outstanding combination. I almost think these are the wrong noodles for this, though. And that, okay. So for me, that's the mark of a really good cheese sauce. As an American, you eat tons of mac and cheese. Almost everybody does. That's a big thing. So you get very well acquainted with the sort of typical noodles that you might find in mac and cheese, and they're generally a little bit sturdier. Ramen noodles really aren't that. It'd be kind of interesting to have this on udon, actually. I wish they would do an udon with this flavoring system. Yeah, decent chew. I would almost say tteokbokki as well, but I think this would slide off a bit too much. It's sticking very well to the ramen. These noodles are a bit hefty. They do have a decent chew to them for ramen. The texture reference, like I said, in America you have mac and cheese a zillion times. It's a facet of the culture. So you get texture expectations. And when they're absent like they are here, it's a little jarring. Flavor-wise, though, this is fantastic. And nothing wrong with the texture. It strikes me as, I hate to say the word wrong. It's kind of what it feels like, though. It's like kind of like if you put mac and cheese on top of ice cream, it'd just be strange. That's certainly a more extreme example than this, of course, but it is a little bit jarring. All right. So clearly I got more than 6 tablespoons of liquid left, but that's all right. Yeah, really good. I'm going to give this a legit 1. I will give it a legit 1. This is, I mean, you have to eat pretty much the whole thing for me anyway to get there, but I've got the extract burn in my mouth, on my lips, a little bit on my throat, a little bit in the esophageal tract there, a little bit, nothing too crazy. This is probably the most accessible, though, of the spicy chickens from Samyang, mostly because it is the best tasting. So I think people would be inclined to work through it because it is predominantly cheese, and we love our cheese here. But you also have that backcurrent of the spicy chicken sauce, the Buldak sauce. And that is a really wonderful combination. I will, you know, I don't have a hat, right? Hats off to them, but I will give them a round of applause. This is a very, very well done flavoring system. And it's hot enough, I think, not to be dissatisfying. Certainly they make a lot of stuff that's much, much, much hotter, but not that also has this kind of wonderful flavor that this does. So yeah, I would say this is probably, for me, I think probably the best of the lot, where it combines a not overpowering level of heat, but there's enough there so that you're not left wanting, but also just that tremendous flavor of that cheese sauce. And I might be tempted to sacrifice a pack of this just so I can make some mac and cheese with like normal noodles and just see how that goes, because I'm really, really curious now. Maybe I'll just try the next bowl I have before I put in the Buldak sauce. I guess that's just as easy. But yeah, really, really, really good. These took a lot of seeking out, but I'm glad I was able to find them. No question about that. And if you care at all about this type of food, definitely this is one to add to your list, for sure. But that's going to wrap it up, I think, for this time. This is the Samyang Quattro Cheese Buldak Spicy Chicken Ramen. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.